Hi, this is Clint. Welcome to another one of my podcasts on TV and film. This for the end of September 2024. Again, we're going to try to keep it under 10 minutes as always. Let's begin with a couple of reviews. Beetlejuice is a sequel to the original Beetlejuice film that came out over 20 years previously. It does bring back Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, and Catherine O'Hara from the original cast, and supplements it with newcomers like Jenna Ortega, Willem Dafoe, and some other people. It's not quite as good as the original, but Tim Burton is returning as director, and it does have flashes of the visual uniqueness of the original film, and the humor is still there, especially in the scenes with Michael Keaton. It's a good film. I would recommend it if you like the original. Also, I saw Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis, which is a film he's been developing for many years. He paid for the $120 million plus budget out of his own pocket, and he stocked it with former players of his previous films and some new ones. It's a very, very ambitious, high concept film that doesn't always work. And it does have flashes of brilliance, some memorable visuals, and so it's not a complete failure, nor is it a complete success. It is a hodgepodge of things. And if this be Coppola's last film, remember Coppola is well into his 80s, it could be an interesting film to be dissected and studied for many years to come. I marginally liked it, but I was willing to give myself over to it, knowing in advance that it was going to be many, many pieces of a vision of Coppola's. So it does star Adam Driver and Aubrey Plaza and John Voight. A lot of people are in this film. It is not a complete failure or waste of time, but nor would I highly recommend it either. So it is a mixture. If you're willing for something challenging, you're probably going to catch this on video because it is bombing in the movie theaters as we speak. It'll be lucky if it makes 5% back of its film budget, which is really remarkable. Also saw a revival of 2001: A Space Odyssey from 1968, which, believe it or not, I saw it as a kid. My dad was working for the government, and we got to see the world premiere, packed theater at the Uptown Theater in D.C., and saw 2001: A Space Odyssey. It was probably the original cut, although I have no idea what they cut. It confused the heck out of me. In the years since, I've seen it many times, read the novelization by Arthur C. Clarke of the film, which in itself was based on one of his original novels, and I do understand the film much better. Seeing it on 70 millimeter in the AFI Theater in Silver Spring, Maryland, it was quite an experience. So anyway, if you ever have this opportunity to see that film on the big screen in 70 millimeter, go pay and see it. It's a lifetime experience. Now, let's get onto some upcoming projects on TV and film. Predator Badlands with Elle Fanning. Elle Fanning is coming out probably within the next year or so. Shrek 5 is in the process of production. That'll come out in 2026. Blood on Snow is looks like an adventure thriller with Tom Hardy and Aaron Taylor Johnson. What a strong cast that is. Eden looks like a thriller with Vanessa Kirby, Anna de Armas, Sydney Sweeney, and Ron Howard is directing that. So that looks pretty promising. And then, believe it or not, Ocean's 14 is in the works with Brad Pitt and George Clooney and some of the original cast returning, surviving members, because a couple of them have passed away. There is an interesting drama that is getting good early buzz called We Live in Time with Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh. There is that's also directed by John Crawley, who directed the film Brooklyn, which is a very good film. We also have, believe it or not, Steven Spielberg, 40 years later, is reuniting the entire original cast of Goonies for a 2026 release of Goonies Are Good Enough. Believe it or not, they're putting the band back together again. Dune 3 script is moving along. It's probably about to be finished. by Denis Villeneuve. So that'll probably go into production sometime in the next year or two. Michael B. Jordan wants to remake the Thomas Crown Affair. It had been originally released in 1968 with Steve McQueen, directed by Norman Jewison. It was remade about 10 to 15 years ago, I believe, with Pierce Brosnan, and now Michael B. Jordan wants to remake it yet again. Juror number 2 is coming out in November. It is Clint Eastwood's latest directorial effort. The fact that it's coming out in November means that it probably is a decent film. It must have gotten good previews from executives. So hopefully this is a swan song that Eastwood fans will be proud of. And, you know, interesting drama. A juror realizes that he's actually connected to the case that he is deliberating on, and he's actually responsible for the crime. He is in a moral dilemma. So we'll see how that turns out. James Cameron, if he fits in through his Avatar film schedule, because there's some sequels that are coming, he will do a film called Last Train from Hiroshima. So that should be interesting. Caught Stealing by Darren Aronofsky with Austin Butler and Zoe Kravitz is coming. Marvel has The Thunderbolts, which is coming in 2025. A trailer has been released. It looks pretty good. And as far as series are concerned, Only Murders in the Building has been renewed for yet a 5th season on Hulu. And I've been watching the 2nd season of The Old Man on FX with Jeff Bridges and John Lithgow. I love it. It's a thriller. It's a drama. It's very well written. It's very well acted, and it's developing into some interesting plot twists. And I can't wait for the next episodes that will run through the better part of this month. I think that's it for now. Hopefully you'll catch something that you like. There are some more films coming out that will be significant for awards season. There's an animated film called Wild Robots that's been getting rave reviews. So there's a lot of stuff coming down the pike, and I hope you find something that you like. Until then, everybody, please stay safe.